Hello, everybody, and welcome to the pregame with Kurt Jangle. I'm Kurt Jangle, host of the pregame with Kurt Jangle, joined once again by the good Professor Degree. How are you doing?
Hello. Hi, I'm great. How are you?
Oh, great. Let's kick this off. All right. In typical pregame fashion, getting you ready for the weekend to come and breaking down the week that was, and then talking about whatever we want to talk about and going on tangents. As usual, I have a local beer. This is the Chingon Double Hazy IPA from Four Corners Brewing in Dallas.
It's like a little tribute to Mark Briscoe there.
Chicken. Yep.
Right? A little
Good
redneck
stuff.
kung fu.
I cheated a little bit. I've already had 2 of these today.
Fantastic.
I usually try to save them before
Pre-gaming the pregame.
Pre-game and the pregame, but I was like, I got to get stuff set up. I got to sit here and crack into a couple of these bad boys.
Exactly. You'll work those off.
Yeah. I actually got antsy earlier. I had a couple, and I was like, I've been ready for the show, and I don't know what to do with all this energy I got right now. And I just went down to the gym for like 15 minutes.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I took a bunch of Tums and took a shit, made me feel better.
Yeah.
Now I'm more comfortable. I'm relaxed.
There you go.
Nobody really wanted, hey, let's open the show with my bowel movements.
Yeah, man. Two paths in life. None more.
Family here.
Yeah. So how you been? Other than that? How's the week treated you?
Oh, the week's been pretty good. Not bad. My vacation starts today, so I'm technically on vacation right now.
Nice.
So work was pretty smooth. I don't know. No complaints. Fucking Dynamite was awesome. And the weather is really super warm here. So that's where I'm at.
I need to update something real quick. There we go. Okay. So yeah, I got to talk about I can talk about Taco Bell for a second.
Is it?
The Taco Bell closest to where I work is it's a good little Taco Bell. Staff's really friendly. It's fast. Food is good. They have an AI drive-through. Gnosis in the chat. Hello. How you doing there? They have an AI drive-through. And it's the worst sounding. It is so robotic and cold and impersonal whenever I drive up there. And it takes forever to get through an order. And I will complain about this Taco Bell on every outlet that I have available to me. I've complained about it literally on every social media situation that I have.
Do you want to give the address and location of this Taco Bell?
I don't even know the address. It's in Fort Worth off of 360 near the airport.
Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a Taco Bell. Taco Bell was always like the last holdout for me. Like as I slowly quit eating fast food, less and less and less, Taco Bell was always like the one. You know what I mean? Like I always love Taco Bell. And like the one that's by us, it's like service is terrible. The tacos, everything is like it's not balanced. You know what I mean? Like all the cheese is on one side, all the meat's on the other. And it's like fucking $40. Like it's.
What are you getting at Taco Bell?
So unbelievable. Like I don't know, a couple burritos. I mean, I have 2 kids. You know what I mean? But like, so we're all eating. But it's like, I don't know. It's like a 7-layer burrito and like a pop, and then like maybe something else.
Okay, yeah, that makes
to
more
like
sense.
17, and then 2 people or 3 people or whatever.
I was imagining it was just you spending $40
God, no.
on Taco Bell. What are you doing?
And it's just was talking about the bowel movements earlier.
Yeah, right. I was like,
that
makes sense, I guess.
I know that like things are more expensive, than when I was a teenager. But like you used to go to Taco Bell with $3 and you got a meal. I mean, it filled you up. It was a meal. Now it's like, and any fast food is like this. It's so expensive. But Taco Bell, yeah. But I don't want to take away from your story, please.
Oh no. Gnosis in the chat. Mine starts with a pre-recorded message, but I've never heard one that's gone full AI. It's bad. I just get annoyed with it. As soon as I pull up, I hear that voice. Welcome to Taco Bell. Welcome to Taco Bell. It's like supposed to be really chipper, but it's really thin and pitchy.
Mm-hmm.
And like the levels are peaked. So you can tell it's just nasty sounding. And then it'll like pause. And I'll be like, okay, I want, the Cantina chicken bowl. Would you like a hash brown with that? No. Because I go to lunch kind of early.
Uh-huh.
No. Would you like sauce? No. Would you like to don't? No. And that's the pause. I'm not exaggerating. That's how long the pauses are between.
Are you going to keep talking or not?
Yeah. And then eventually the people that work there just be like, you can just pull up, please. And I'm like, yes, thank you. And then they're really nice when I get to the window. Sounds like Eddie the computer from Hitchhiker's Guide. I wish that would be much better.
No, my Taco Bell is kind of like, Taco Bell, can take your...
I would prefer that. I would honestly prefer that. At least it's a human.
Because at least it's a human, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something, but... Oh, yeah, they're not really happy to be there. But, I mean, I wouldn't want to work at Taco Bell either, so I get it.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's just a fucking thankless job.
Yeah. I do like, there's one I used to go to. Had the nicest, like, friendliest stoner dude late nights. Like, typical, very much, like, 80s coming of age movie stoner. Yeah. Hey, man, do you want a Cheesy Gordita Crunch with that? All right, cool, man. Go around.
Yes.
I got some churro chips if you want them. Like, yeah, dude, bring it on.
Those are the people I like. That's who I want waiting on me at 2 a.m.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like, you're not judging me for anything.
Exactly. You know why the fuck I'm here. Because if you weren't working, you would also be
You would be in the car with me, probably. I'd be like, oh, get this dude out of my car. He smells. Weird question. I've been seeing this going around. Do you know what a labubu is?
Nope. Should I?
I don't know if I should, but I do.
Is it like a...
And I need to... Let me see if I can screen share
something
this.
Else?
It's a thing. It's like a collectible toy thing.
I'm looking it up right now.
Hold on. See,
in real time.
Can you see my screen?
I can see a black screen with a frame.
I'm trying to use the screen sharing.
Oh, yeah, I have seen this recently, but I didn't know what it was called.
Ah.
What are they? They almost...
I don't know. It's like some weird, like... It looks like an evil Furby without any electronics in it.
Yeah, or like a... Oh, God. Some of them look like... Yeah, but some of them are like little, like... people in, like, furry costumes, kind of, with their faces.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They almost look evil like Teletubbies.
They almost look like... Yeah, like Teletubbies are like those... I think they're called Sylvanian families, and they're like little animals, and they're like little doll houses, but they're like like anthropomorphic, like skunks or rabbits or squirrels or whatever, you know.
Oh, weird. Yeah, I don't know. I just saw that going around. I saw that going around, and I finally saw like a good post about it. There was a picture of it, and somebody commented under the picture is like, can we get the Americans to pick up any hobby other than consumerism?
No, that's our
number one hobby. We just buy crap. I can't say anything because I've got a bunch of Funko Pops to my left over here, but there's a specific collection of Funko Pops. It's not just any I see.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really.
No, I'm sorry to cut you off real quick.
No,
your screen is still all black on my side. Like I can't see anything.
You can't see me at all?
Nope. All I can see is a black screen with a little frame that says the boo-boo at the bottom.
Weird.
Yeah, I actually am on YouTube right now, and I can't even see the show. It says waiting for Kurt Jangle.
That's weird. Somebody in chat. What is chat saying here?
Yeah, what do they say?
It's giving Happy Tree Friends vibes.
Oh, sure. Can he see us?
Yeah. Gnosis, can you see us? Can you see what's going on here? Can see you both on Twitch.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I can't. Well,
I'm here. I can see you.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how to get out of this. It's just
I think the running theme of the show is always going to be technical difficulties. Just until I figure something else out.
You want me to leave? This is back?
I also I'm using a new to me laptop. A buddy of mine gave me his old gaming laptop, and so I'm still kind of sorting that out. It's nice though.
Well, whatever. I don't need to see you. I'll just remember, don't pick your nose. Don't pick your nose.
Yeah, just don't pick your nose on screen.
Right.
Let me see. Let me try a couple things here.
It says you are not part of the broadcast. Oh. Oh shit! I can see all the chat as well. Nice. I did not know that.
Nice. All right. Well, we'll carry on here. Maybe things will just sort themselves out. Where is? See, I want to bring that up because that's just weird stuff. I gotta get the chat bubble out here. Did you? No, because I think that was a Texas thing.
It's like I can see you behind me.
You froze. Hello? Oh, he's gone. We lost him. I think he's having technical difficulties today and not me for once. That's something. Let me check. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go.
Hey. I don't know.
Okay, you're back now.
Am I back on?
Yeah.
All right, I'm not going to worry.
Okay,
I'm just going to talk to you.
All right, cool. Yeah, I got you here. Oh yeah, you were
intimidated.
Gnosis was in the. You're intimidated by the Jeopardy champion.
I do have to say, Gnosis, aka Pippin, you were the better man that day, the wiser man, the smarter man. But there will come another time. There will be another.
There'll come a reckoning.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and if you want to know what they're talking about, go to sickosclub.com and follow the links to the Hard Way with Brett Michelle podcast.
There's a lot of lore involved, a lot of backstory. And my screen just turned into a crazy, like, digitized rainbow for a second there. But anyway. So, yes, I'm intimidated. It's true. We couldn't be in the same place at the same time again.
Too much.
I know. So what's next? What's next?
Yeah, where were we at?
We were talking about Taco Bell.
Oh, Taco Bell,
Boo.
Boo.
Which I guess is the new thing. Americans
talk about Grand Slam.
We were talking about Grand Slam a little bit.
We got to talk about that. That was a great show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, what are you sipping on there? You got to look at that fancy little thing.
It looks like Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah.
I think the brand. I took the wrapper off because it's like a THC drink, and I have kids, and so I put the sign on it that says "Don't touch."
Do not touch.
Like, oh man, I got a friend at work that like brews his own moonshine, but it's really so that was gonna be my excuse because that's okay, but you can infuse water or whatever. So it's like, I don't know, it's like a pink lemonade or something. I think the brand name is like Uncle Arnie's. Which I think is a really terrible name because it makes me think of that Uncle Ernie song by The Who from Tommy. I'm a wicked Uncle Ernie. I'm glad you won't see or hear me. Whatever. Trigger warnings. But so it's an odd name because that's all I can think of. But anyway, so I'm not sure how much I'm drinking or what the dosage is. So in an hour, I'm going to be either super, super talkative or just fucking asleep, and you're gonna have
just gone, just out. Nice. I like a little. The gambling's not the right word, but a little excitement, a little journey into the unknown.
Man. Okay, hey man. By the way, I just got a text from my buddy. It says waiting on YouTube. Did y'all start? So apparently we're only on Twitch tonight.
Weird.
Whatever.
Yeah. Just let them know to hop on over to Twitch then.
We are only on Twitch tonight. Okay, well, whatever.
Yeah, so this thing is, there's a button over here on the side that lets me schedule the broadcast, put in all the information ahead of time, set it up to be on Twitch and YouTube and all that. And then it just doesn't, I think one time it automatically kicked in and started at 7. And then every other time I'm like, what am I doing here? Yeah, and it just hasn't really worked the same since.
Sorry.
So I don't know what's up with it.
Yeah, well, okay. Fuck YouTube. We're on Twitch.
Yeah.
So Grand Slam, what did you think?
Oh yeah, Grand Slam. We got to talk. What a show that was.
I think that was like my favorite Dynamite. Like just as a whole show, you know, like as a
Yeah.
thing.
Well, I mean, we keep saying
Really
like, oh,
awesome.
it's the best Dynamite since the last Dynamite, but like it really was.
True. No, yeah. I mean, who's going first here? Me or you?
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
The first thing I noticed was it didn't look like Dynamite. It looked like a CMLL show.
Oh yeah.
And not that I'm super well versed, but I've seen enough that that's their stage, that's their
Mhm.
entrance ramp. Obviously, you know, it's Arena Mexico, but it was just interesting to me. I thought it was really cool how they basically just seeded their whole show, if that's the right word. Like, it's your show. Like, this is yours. Like, it wasn't AEW's coming in to, you know, legitimize it, but just it's yours. You know, this we want this to look, which is like kind of what we've talked about with like doing the smaller arenas and how cool that is. And it's like everywhere you go, Dynamite's a little bit different, and this was like the most different, and I thought that was really cool. Just right off the bat, that was cool.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Then it's and it's Tony Khan just being a student of the game. Like
Mm-hmm.
if he's going to do a show in Arena Mexico, he wants the Arena Mexico vibes.
Yeah, that's the
You
whole
know,
point. You know.
it's like if they're doing a show in the Tokyo Dome, they're not going to make it look like a collision set.
Yeah, because what I mean that I don't know. That would kind of defeat the purpose to me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah, the
Nate
stairs
just
was
in the
super
chat says
cool.
the stairs are cool. Yeah, I like the stairs.
Yeah.
I was really worried about Will Ospreay tripping.
I was worried about every single person that came down.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
who's gonna
especially 'cause
fall?
he's got that hood over, and he's got all the fluff on him, and
Right?
um,
Yeah.
he needs.
Who's in it?
I gotta nitpick his gear. Recently,
Mm-hmm.
his little spats that go over his boots, the kick
Mm-hmm.
pads, and the little
Mm-hmm.
foot cover, they're not like connected very well. So he's just got this floppy, like looks like pajama pants, pajama
Yeah.
feeties over
His-
his boots.
He's got really cool gear, but it always seems kind of ill-fitting. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
some way or another, it's just like he's either got that or he's got like diaper butt.
right, yeah. So
You
I
know,
don't know, maybe
and I say this out of love because he's one of my favorites. I just want to
yeah.
make sure tighten it up a little bit, Will. Like,
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm not I mean, it's not it's not like it's taking me out of the match or something, but like
yeah, no,
yeah, you know. I'm here to criticize his hair, not his tights.
the hair's getting back together.
No,
That's
the
a good
hair's
thing.
yes. I'm happier with the hair now. That was a topic last time I was on too.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's gonna be, it's gonna be a topic.
Yeah. He's got great hair. So yeah, that was cool. And then what I don't know, what were your standout things? What do you think? Hangman.
Like everything.
I know. Right? Well,
Um,
Hangman coming out and cutting a promo,
Hangman's pro, yeah.
and then like you're like, oh, he's gonna say 2 or 3 things, and then it's like he's going, and then it's like 5 minutes deep, and you're like, holy shit, like this dude speaks Spanish, you know, like
Yeah, like he really does.
yeah. And then to get the translation the next day was like just beautiful, you know. That was really cool.
Mm.
Obviously, Mystico was fantastic. That entrance.
Oh, that entrance was incredible. I was not expecting that at all.
I've never seen. I mean, I have been moved by wrestling before, but like that was just that outpouring of love. I mean, we were talking about it, weren't we, on Blue Sky or something, where it's just you can't manufacture that, you know.
No, you really can't. You can't. No. I hate to, I don't always want to harp on the other place, but they put it in the contract to get a WrestleMania moment,
Right.
And a signing bonus and all this stuff. And it's like they manufacture a moment.
Yeah.
You can't plan. You can plan like, okay, we're going to use this song and maybe some people are going to sing along, and he'll come out with the old Sin Cara mask and rip that off and like, oh, I'm Mystico, like I'm back, whatever. But you can't. The people they were cutting to and the emotions on their faces.
Mm-hmm.
There was it looks like a 6-year-old man about to cry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you watched it? Watched the YouTube version?
Oh, where they
that
don't have any
AEW uploaded?
commentary? I saw
Without commentary. It is so much better without commentary.
I'm sure. I saw
Just
some
letting it all
footage,
breathe.
like just somebody, recording it on their phone, and that was like super powerful because you could literally. I mean, obviously you could hear the people right next to him. Yeah, I mean, it's just that's the type of thing where you build up trust with your fans and you create a fan base, and it's not like I have seen Mystico wrestle like 3 times in Chicago. And it's predominantly Latino. Could probably count the number of white folks there on my 2 hands. You know what I'm saying? And the energy of a lucha show is, not that I'm an expert by any means. I'm just saying what I've experienced. I mean, it's like nothing else. Just the I know that they were giving out those little signs that said, our culture is not for sale, or our heritage is not for sale, or something. And like, yeah, you get this impression that you're part of something larger. You're part of a community that, heretofore I was not. Yeah. And it's like, you're letting me into your world here. And it's beautiful and it's gorgeous. And I'm seeing this with 2,000 people. And then you see it with whatever Arena Mexico holds.
Over 10.
Just like, oh, this is the real thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is.
Because like my son always comes with me to wrestling shows. And
that's awesome.
We've been to pay-per-views and we've been to fucking bingo halls and shit like that. And he says the same thing. Like, he's just like, the lucha shows are the best, and it is because of the crowd. And yeah, that crowd showed the fuck up for Mystico.
It was great. Their energy for everybody, for all the the big names, but for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Will Ospreay, like, you could see on his face, he was like not expecting that reaction.
Yeah, that's
they actually kind of like he sort of like stumbled for a second, like kind of knocked him back a little bit. You could see on his face, like, whoa.
Had he been there before? Do you know?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think he'd ever been there before.
Wow. So maybe
that first crowd chant of Ospreay, you could see on his face, he's like, he's doing his little thing. He's like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Like, I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
That's what it seems to be. That's like the buzz you're hearing online now is like, that all the wrestlers were really like,
everybody
just moved by it and just So.
I mean, Brody coming out. Whew.
Well, yeah, that got a big pop in my house.
Yeah. Brody's.
I like Brody anyway. Like,
Brody is a guy.
I just think he's fucking awesome. But
Brody's a guy that, like, if I grew up in California, we would be friends,
right?
Like, because we would have been running in the same circles,
right?
Like hardcore bands and stuff like that. So, like, I just see him up there. I'm like, that's what's one of my guys. He made it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And he is the fucking nicest guy in the world.
I bet. Yeah.
I've heard it from other people. I met him at a Comic-Con one time, and he was just, man, you talk about the gentle giant, he just was smiling the whole time. Like, he's just like this. He was like cute, I'm like,
oh yeah,
you're not supposed to be cute. You fucking And then he just smiled. He looks like blushing and shit.
Yeah,
awesome. So yeah, that was awesome.
That was great. That was Mercedes Moné winning the CMLL women's title, and then the IWC melting down because of it.
Dude, she gets, when fucking Tony Storm comes out and suplexes her. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm trying not to swear. But I've already failed.
We're already beyond that. We're not on YouTube today, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, that's right. It doesn't matter. So she suplexes her, and she hits the ring. The belts go flying, and I'm like, oh, Sonic rings. And I look at my son, and I'm like, tomorrow morning, somebody's going to have this video up with the Sonic rings.
Oh, yeah.
Shit they did. And, yeah, so the internet's just saying the same shit they always say?
Yeah. Oh, she's booking herself, and she's in charge of all her creative, and she's making sure she gets all these belts, and
which translates to, I'm afraid of black women having power. Fuck them all. Yeah, she's awesome.
She's the biggest women's draw. Well, 1A and 1B with Tony.
Yeah, I was gonna say, she's one of my top favorite wrestlers right now. Like, in my top 5, my always revolving top 5. She's kind of always has been floating around there. But I didn't watch WWE for a long time, and I don't. So now she's moved back up into my echelon of favorites. I always thought she was cool.
I'll fully admit I was iffy on her initial run.
When she came in?
When she first started, like, even before the AEW, when she was doing, like, the Indies and New Japan and just kind of showing up here and there.
Like, after WWE?
Yeah. Okay. The initial, like, start of her post-WWE, the beginning of the Monet character.
I was going to say, when she becomes Mercedes.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know about this. Like, that new finisher doesn't look great. I don't know
It
about these
did not the
wigs.
first time.
The
Sorry.
weird flame wigs and stuff. I was like, I don't like that much. That's like, and
Yeah,
then
I wasn't a big fan
she
of the wigs
immediately
at
gets
first.
injured, and then it's coming back kind of rough, and then,
Mhm.
but
But boy, she hit the ground running.
oh, they put that title on her, and she just started something with that.
Well, because the thing is, she fucking backs it up in all of her matches.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, you can. Oh, she books herself, Mercedes Hogan, blah blah blah. Well, have you watched her matches? She's an
yeah.
awesome wrestler. Like,
She gives so much.
yeah, like shut the fuck up. These are good matches.
Mm.
And she's funny too. She's
Yeah.
just like she's so mean. You know? No
Nose
disrespect.
says, I can't knock her in-ring work, but I'm still not sure in her character. I feel like I don't know who she is. I get that, and I was kind of there until somebody mentioned, like, she's a CEO. She's
She's an
got that
asshole.
fake nice, like, oh, we're all family here. I'm gonna buy everybody a pizza party. Like,
Totally.
she's that. If you
Uh-huh.
just the weirdest boss you've ever had,
Mhm.
that's like a little too friendly, but won't even hesitate to like fire you on your day off.
Totally stab you in the back.
That's her. That's
Yeah,
when
that's
somebody told
totally.
me that, when somebody mentioned that, I was like, got it.
I just kind of took her as just like a general asshole. You know what I mean? Like just like
Oh yeah.
like it doesn't need to be that much more specific than just like she's mean. You know,
She's a mean
she's
girl.
funny. I don't know. I laugh at her. I always think it's funny when her and Renee they were doing the stuff where like Renee would finish her catchphrases for her and shit. I thought that was cool. I don't know. I don't know. I think she's cool. But I get it. I totally get what you're saying, though.
Yeah.
Like yeah, you just want a little more defined. So
Anything else we want to talk about? Because we talked. I mean, the matches obviously were great. Like that's not even.
I mean, there's
They didn't capture this on camera, but Bryan Danielson came out at the end.
That's what they said. Like this might be a spoiler. Like he's gonna be on Ring of Honor or something, or he was on Ring of Honor. I mean, it's not a spoiler because it already happened. But I'm saying,
Yeah. All right. Take it easy, Gnosis.
Later,
we'll see
dude.
you. Thanks for jumping in. Yeah, I would bet he gets the book in Ring of Honor.
That would be cool.
I would be perfect, I think. Like having him like head up creative and help produce and book matches and stuff for Ring of Honor.
Yeah, like let Tony
get all those people ready for TV.
Yeah, and I think he would be the guy. That's a really good idea.
He is the guy. He is the guy for that. He's
100%.
Yeah, I fully agreed. I keep forgetting to do this, so I got to put this on the bottom. Like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, wash your face, drink some water,
touch some grass. And if you're Tony Khan, book a couple more women's matches.
Book more women's. I got to add that to that too.
Yeah, I mean,
Shane,
you look like motherfucker.
Shane, are you watching this on YouTube? Because you have the YouTube icon next to you. You look like Tom Segura. Yeah.
You are not the only person who said that.
I feel you're a little more handsome of a Tom Segura.
So for the longest time, I always had like black glasses, and if I shave, I got David Cross. To the point that my sister's little girl, when she was little, my sister told her that she would watch the Alvin and the Chipmunks movie, and she's like, "Oh, that's your Uncle Chad." Well, why is your Uncle Chad trying to kill the chipmunks? Oh, that's terrible. So then I grow a beard and I get Tom Segura. If I shave this, I could be Dax Harwood.
Nice, Shane. Thanks for the sub. But yeah,
so can you see it?
Are you watching it on YouTube? Because I see the YouTube icon next to your picture there, but apparently, like, it's not showing up for other people on YouTube. I don't know what's going on with this stream today. Yeah, I'm just doing it though. So
anyway, hold on. But yes, I guess I'll take it as a compliment that I look like Tom Segura. I don't know. Hopefully, I'm a more handsome Tom Segura.
Yeah,
I'm a man of many faces.
So we are all right. We're about 30 minutes in. We want to jump into the topic of the day. Hello.
I'm sorry. Oh yeah. I didn't.
Oh yeah.
I thought you were telling me that we were jumping in.
Oh no, I was just asking if you're ready to jump into
I'm absolutely ready.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I want to talk about physical versus digital media. I don't know. I don't remember something sparked it to make me think about it again. And uh so I wanted to do it as an episode here. Shane real quick though says, "We're friends, everything is a
Oh,
compliment." There you go. There you go.
yes.
But yeah, I wanted
I
to have
was
a
not
discussion
actually offended. I was not
about
offended.
it. Oh yeah. Yeah, I just want to have a discussion about physical digital media. I feel like you're a pretty good collector, pretty decent collector of physical media. Like it seems like that's something you
Yeah,
strike
I
me as
have.
a guy that likes his books and toys and things the tactile stuff.
Yeah, if you've ever seen pictures of my house, I know we've shared some,
Yeah.
through various socials and whatnot. There's a bookshelf in every single room of my house. There's not a
Yeah.
single room that doesn't, other than the bathroom. There's just books everywhere, and
That's the best
for
place
me.
to read though.
Well, that is true. I know, right? But that's where I'm on my phone.
That's where I read the first Hitchhiker's Guide.
No shit. That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's where you should read my book, The Thrillmarillion, which you can buy on Amazon. Anyway,
Do that.
so yeah, I like tactile stuff. I mean, the only true benefit, I guess, of like say maybe a Kindle or a Nook or whatever is you don't have to carry a heavy book if you like ride the bus to work or something. But I like the smell of a book. I like the feel of a book. I like, and yeah, obviously I have some toys here too. So, go on.
Yeah. And is there?
So I am a physical media person. Yes.
Yeah. Put this up there. Now, now you've got kids. What do they think about? Are they full on digital and streaming, or are they like?
So
like
I totally asked both of them to prep for this. I have two teenagers, 17 and 14, and it's interesting to them because physical media is a novelty to them, kind of, because they've grown up with everything digital, and they've had, I don't know, Spotify or whatever, like that's how they listen to music most of the time. But as they got older, they got more and more into physical media, and I don't know if it's like, like just like, hey, this is what we're into now. If it's like at first it felt like a fad kind of a thing, but the longer they've been into it, they're smart kids, they're savvy, and they know like, yeah, I can download this thing on my phone. Oh, look, I own the Avengers on my phone until Disney says I don't, and then I don't have it anymore. Whereas if you have a physical thing, you can't take that away. It's yours. Going to keep going because I actually did kind of grill them on this a little bit.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, that's why I asked. Like you have an opinion, you have a viewpoint on this that I don't have at all. I don't have access to.
I just want to let you talk. No, so and my daughter is telling me, she's like, it's funny because when CDs took over, it went from albums to cassettes and then CDs, and you would hear the older generation, and they would say, oh, nothing can ever beat opening up an album cover. Nothing can beat pulling out the sleeve. And now I hear my daughter, and she tells me that when she buys a CD, it's cool to open it. It's cool to unfold it. It's cool to see all the accoutrement. And she speaks about it the same way that the previous generation did with albums and stuff. So
that's what I was going to ask. That's what I was kind of wanting to know, because it's like, people your age, my age, like it's, vinyl records. I know I've got friends that are like maybe 3-ish to 5-ish years younger than me that are super into cassette tapes.
Right.
And I don't understand at all.
Bizarre.
Because I'm like, dude, cassette tapes sucked when they came around the first time.
Well, and
never been good.
You can buy an old record and it will still play. If you buy an old cassette, I don't know that it's going to play. Like it might not work.
And my big complaint, my stumbling point with cassettes, and the people that I know that like cassettes are also like, they care about the environment. And cassettes are plastic waste, ready to be, just sitting in a landfill.
Totally.
Totally. Why are you making more? At least a vinyl record, like that's got some staying power. You got the big artwork. You could, comes with the download codes. You can download the, tracks. I got Behind me over here, I got an album from a local band that I bought just because it had a download code.
There's
But
something
one of the record.
I am not I'm not a tech savvy person. Anything. I'm just not good with computers, not good with anything like that. I'm like the old person, And I'm sitting here in my garage. I have 2 boxes propped up. This like the just fucking jankiest setup you can imagine. I got extension cords running everywhere. And there's I'm even into my own self, there's like a certain charm to that. You know what I mean? Just like, I don't know, I like having this little cobbled together Doc Brown setup. So maybe cassettes scratch that itch for like the folks you're talking about that are a few years younger than you. Maybe they it's almost like there's something to be said for, I don't know what the word is, less efficient tech,
Limited tech.
Yeah, I used to have a very small yard, and I still have a small yard, but I had a smaller yard, and it wasn't worth it to use a lawnmower. So I just went out and spent like $50 and got like the old Bart Simpson lawnmower with the blades.
Yeah, the little rotating.
And there was I felt really cool using it. You know what I mean? Not like, oh, I'm a cool dude, but it felt good. It felt like, I don't know, there was something really neat about it. I felt more connected to my lawn mowing experience almost.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was just total novelty, whatever.
Yeah.
But, so I mean, I don't know. I can see that appeal. I guess I'm trying to connect shit.
When I think about
drink
it,
is kicking in, so that's partly where this is going.
There we go. I get it. I do when I do think about it in my own experience. I get it a little bit because it's like I still love Super Nintendo, PlayStation 2 games. I've got this. I'm streaming this.
I don't like playing them on a PS5. I like playing them on the fucking Nintendo. Right?
I like that, but I just don't really have access to that. So I've got this nice gaming PC my buddy gave me. And I got Steam and download a couple games that we're all gonna play together. But also the first thing I did for my gaming was I got a PS2 emulator because there's old Mortal Kombat games from the PS2 I want to play again.
Yeah, so I mean,
but it's a nice it's a limited tech, and also I follow.
Look at in Minecraft, the style of that game is low tech, but it's you know what I'm saying, the animation stuff. Go on.
Oh, that's a good point, though. I didn't want to cut you off for that. That's a good point.
No, I just the aesthetic, right?
Yeah, but I also follow a Threads page called Obsolete Sony.
Okay.
And they show just old Sony tech throughout the years, and I realize I have a really big soft spot for 2000s era Sony phones and mini discs and.
Oh, dude. What are the ones where it's like a little square and the disc is inside
That's
it?
the mini disc, yeah.
That's the mini disc? That's so cool.
Disc. Yeah. And they posted a picture of one that was just clear plastic, orange clear plastic. And I was I miss clear plastic.
Oh, was that you that posted that?
I might have been.
Okay. I saw it today.
I don't remember. But I might have liked it, or then it just popped up. But I was man, I've never had a mini display, but now I want one.
And it's that analog future kind of look,
It is. It is, yeah. The
did you see
futurism.
Oh yeah,
the Aliens movies.
I was just gonna say, did you see Romulus? That's the thing. That's a good example.
I've not kept up with the Aliens movies because every time I started hearing about them, the day later, somebody's it sucked.
Oh, my ranking goes Alien, Aliens, and Alien Romulus. To me, that's the third best Alien movie. But yeah,
so the Alien movies I've seen in theater. I've seen 2 Alien movies in theaters: Alien 4 and Alien versus Predator.
Oh wow, I'm sorry.
They were horrible.
So hold on though. So I saw the only one I ever saw in the theater was Alien 3 and then Romulus. But I did a rewatch and I watched them through before Romulus came out. Yeah. And 4 is not a good movie, but I'm watching it and I'm like, man, something about this reminds me of old European Valerian comics or something, or I don't know, something felt French, and it's I think the director's Luc Besson or something. I don't know that. But I don't know. I just thought it was cool
with a Joss Whedon script.
Right, but it looks. there was a few shots where I'm just oh, that looks like an old fucking Italian comic from the 70s, and that was really cool to me. And the aliens swim in that movie. Am I right?
I don't remember it.
Yeah, it's a fucking shit movie though. You're right.
Yeah.
Totally a shit movie.
I just remember the alien. I knew enough about Alien where at the end, the alien queen had eyeball. No, the alien child that the queen had eyes, and I was like,
In
"You're
which one is
ruining
this?
H.R. Geiger's vision. Aliens
Oh.
don't have visible eyes."
Oh, then you probably shouldn't watch Romulus if that's if that's your thoughts.
That was the
Because
idea.
it goes.
For
Do
the
you know
design.
how? What's that? I'm sorry.
That's the idea for the design. They don't have visible eyeballs, so you can't know what they're looking at.
Right.
That's why they're so
Oh, yeah,
scary.
that's a really good point. I never really thought about that.
That's why they're so. I knew that
like
then.
sharks, right?
Yeah. Well, sharks.
Oh, it is really
shark
scary.
eyeballs.
Wow. Thank you.
Yeah.
I did not really realize that. I guess that's awesome.
The lack of a visible eyeball that you can't track.
That does really. That's yeah. Did you watch that Geiger documentary?
No,
Came out,
I need to. Though.
He's really gurgly through the whole thing. It's kind of uncomfortable, but it's a good documentary though. You should watch it.
So would you say that might be on streaming anywhere? Because now, what about streaming? Like, how do you feel about everything is just being pumped into your TV from a box?
As opposed to like cable, or as opposed to
like, you know, going to the video store or going to Walmart and picking up a DVD or a Blu-ray.
I mean, shit, dude, I'm nostalgic for like when Netflix would mail DVDs to you. You know what I mean? Like, people I've talked about. People are like, "What are you talking about?" I've never heard that they did that. It's like, yeah, of course they did. Yeah. I mean, I think there's something to be said for leaving the house and going. I also think there's something to be said for the convenience. I'm not gonna lie. I love the convenience of streaming at home. I love that I don't have to really do like I can rent. I love that I can rent any movie that I want to, but I'll tell you what, when we cut all of our streaming services down to like just one or two, I found it easier to find movies because when you have, this endless amount of film that you can watch, you can never decide. But when you only have like 7, like you have to choose,
Oh yeah, you just pick one of them.
So
I remember like growing up, like as a kid, huh?
Oh, that's kind of the video store to me.
Oh yeah, like I remember as a kid, like during the summer, I was out of school and was like, what do I do? I got all day to myself. Just, I guess I'll put a movie in. I ended up watching like Angels in the Outfield every day because it was just one of the cassettes we had.
Okay, I did that with. I had a VHS tape and it had Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Flash Gordon, and something else. And to this day, at the beginning of Pee-wee's Big Adventure, like the top part of the screen had like a little wave, because I taped it off of HBO or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And to this day, when I because I watch Pee-wee's Big Adventure at least once a year, if not more, and it throws me to not see that like blur. I'm like, So, and that gets back into that whole idea of just like the fact that you have a thing that like, I was reading something today about there was a screening of the original 1977 Star Wars.
Yeah.
Okay. And they were just talking about how like, this is film and every time it gets played, it picks up a nick or it picks up some dust or there's a scratch. So everything you do is an experience. You know what I'm saying? And it creates a different experience for the next film viewer because it's a physical thing, I don't know. It's just something cool. I don't know.
No, I mean, that's a valid point. It's, it's always going to be a little different every time. Like it's a,
and I'm not trying to say one is better than the other. Just
no.
Simply that it is, and it's a different. It changes the art.
Yeah. So that reminds me of me and a bunch of buddies went to our friends. His family had some land out in the outside of the city. I can't remember exactly where it was. But they had a cabin that we were using for the weekend to like, stay in. We'd take the boat out, go fishing and stuff like that. But the cabin had not been renovated or anything since, I don't know, the 80s, 90s. So there was an old console TV and they had the only movies that were in there were the original Star Wars trilogy on VHS.
Nice.
So the first night we cracked open some beers and sat down and watched New Hope on VHS. On a tiny little, what was huge 20-inch TV at the time, And it was just like, wow, this is. But it was also like, it's really cool. Like I haven't watched the originals and I don't remember, since they were on Sci-Fi every 10 minutes in the 90s.
Right.
And then it was only Return of the Jedi for some reason.
Yeah.
Or no,
When I
Empire. It was
was a kid,
always
I watched
Empire.
Return of the Jedi a
It was
lot.
always Empire. I'd always catch the last 5 minutes of Empire.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like watching, like, man, it looks so different without the restored, like, without the film
All the shit
restoration
they
and all
did,
the new
yeah.
effects and stuff like that. And I realized, like, it's the same way with, like, not seeing the scan lines on Pee-wee. I'm
Mhm.
just so used to the cleaned up special edition.
Oh yeah.
Because the
How long
special
ago was
edition
this
is
that you
what
did
I
this?
saw in theaters. When they
Well,
came out in
oh
theaters, I
shit.
saw the huh?
So how long ago was this that you took this trip?
Just a couple years.
Okay, so it's recent. Okay. So go
Yeah,
ahead,
yeah.
go ahead. Sorry.
But I'm just saying, like, I saw this, when I saw Star Wars, right, really saw Star Wars for the first time,
Mm-hmm.
like, really sat down to watch them, was the special editions
When,
in the theaters when they came out,
okay.
before the
Just
prequel
before the prequels.
trilogies.
Yup.
Yeah.
Yup.
Um,
Yeah, because you're a little bit. What are you, like 5 years younger than me? 6 years or something like that?
something like that. Yeah.
Okay. So it's funny because because I would have grown up with them on like you said on Sci-Fi, or they were on the USA Network a lot, and I have, like, do you remember when they first put them out on DVD and they put out the originals untouched, but they weren't like sized to fit your screen?
I don't remember that because I had
So I
the
have
silver
those.
box.
Yeah, and I watched it just recently, like within the past month, the 1977, and I realized, I mean, I've never seen it because I've always seen it with A New Hope, and it just says it doesn't say anything. It's just like a long time ago in the galaxy far, far away. It's a period of rebellion, and like you can see the lines, and it looks so much cheaper, and it looks so much junkier, but it looks so much more alive because they've cleaned it up to the point that it's all just kind of like IP, it's just like, this is Star Wars and this is what Star Wars looks like.
Yeah.
And to see that, it looked like a movie, and it looked like a movie from 1977, and it was really cool.
It's true.
Anyway.
I mean,
Didn't we talk about
this
Star Wars last time I was on?
I've done a whole episode on Star Wars. I've probably mentioned
No,
Star
you-
Wars in every episode I've done of this.
Well, you should.
It's one of my very favorite things, and I'll never
Mhm.
turn my back on it.
Nope.
Like,
Nope.
I don't care what people are like. Oh, this movie sucked, or this television show sucked. Or
Some of it does suck. That's fine.
some of it, yeah. Some of it sucks. It sucks to Star Wars though. Like Star Wars and pizza, like it's good or great.
Right? And it's always pizza. You're not really going to complain about it.
Yeah, it's like it's got all the ingredients I want.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in Star Wars. If it's got all the ingredients I want, cool. You add anything else you want.
And there's some Star Wars that leaves a bad taste in my mouth, but it's not like I'm going to stop fucking eating pizza,
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
And I've had pizza that tastes great when it's fresh. It's not so good when it's warmed up.
Also true.
There's Star Wars that tastes great when you watch it the first time, and it's not so great later.
I also came to a realization when, number one, when I watched the Clone Wars cartoon, which I really, really liked, and I didn't watch it till like years later.
Have you watched the 2D animated one?
I mean,
not everybody has.
I haven't seen it since it happened. But,
okay, but you have seen it.
I have seen it, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And we liked Samurai Jack and everything back in the day too,
Oh yeah, so yeah.
But when the new ones came out, and my kids were little, and I was like, it's not mine anymore. I shut the fuck up, old man. You know what I mean? Like, it's not mine. It doesn't belong to me. It belongs to not just everyone, but it's the kids. This is for them now. So
yeah,
yeah, I'll criticize stuff I don't like, but I would do that about anything. I criticize fucking wrestling,
Yeah.
Anyway, it's Star Wars. So digital media versus,
and then the streaming stuff. It's like,
but how do you watch movies usually? How do you rent movies? What do you do?
do
you have?
I almost don't.
Yeah,
I watch so much stuff on YouTube just to like have something in the background while I'm doom scrolling.
Mm-hmm.
But when I do sit down and watch a movie, it's usually like, so I've got Netflix because T-Mobile gives you Netflix for free.
Mm-hmm.
We got Apple Plus for the same reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got the Disney Plus Hulu package, and then Max because AW.
Yeah.
Most time, if I'm on streaming, I'm watching Dynamite and Collision, and then I'll get on Disney Plus and watch some Star Wars or some Marvel stuff. And that's really like, I don't know. I'm just not a big. I don't consume a lot of media, like televised media, like long form stuff, unless it's
Mhm.
something like, that I've already got a vested interest in, like Star Wars or Marvel movies, or I'm trying to think of something,
I think I'm more or less the
X
same.
Men, X Men
When something
'97.
catches my eye, I really like Barry on
Mm.
HBO.
I've seen a couple
Break,
episodes of that. That was real. That's yeah. That
it gets
I
better.
want
It
to
gets
watch
even
more of
better.
that.
It's good right from the
Nice.
beginning. But like Breaking Bad and things like that, like we'll watch shows generally when they're complete. Like I like to watch a complete thing. But yeah, I'm kind of like you, where it's like the only shit I really watch is Dynamite.
Yeah.
Um,
I've heard
and
that
then
about why people don't want to watch a show until it's done. And I get that because I've started a couple shows,
and
and
then
it's
they
the
don't.
part of the reason I don't watch a lot of TV anymore. I've started shows wanting to be into a show, and
Mhm.
then just immediately like, well, this is terrible now.
Right? Or you got to wait 2 years in between seasons.
Yeah,
And
but
I
it
know
didn't used to be
there's
such a wait. That's so weird.
it's it's funny because my kids are like, I don't know, they got into House for some reason, and they're like, yeah, right. So
House?
they're like, I never watched House. Did you like? Was it good? People liked
I've
it.
seen a couple episodes. It was, it's fine for what it is.
Yeah, I don't really like sitcoms and like I just or network television or I just don't really like that.
Yeah,
And I'm not even dogging it. It's just not really my things. But again, I'd like shows like Breaking Bad and stuff. So I guess I'm a
yeah.
liar. But anyway, and they're watching House and they're like, wait a minute, you would get 21 episodes, 26 episodes a season? And I'm like, yeah, that's just how shows were. But, they weren't this continuing epic arc like a Breaking Bad or
Hmm.
whatever. That's the only thing I can think of off the top of my head. Or Squid Game or whatever. And they're just like, but look at how much you got. They're like, these shows are good. I'm like, yeah, I guess we did. It's
Yeah, but
prestige
like
TV now.
they're not all good.
The old stuff or the new stuff?
That like not every episode of
Anything.
House is as good as the last one. Or like
I have no idea. I don't know what to say.
so my the way I can relate to that best is I had I had an ex that was really wanting me to watch Supernatural.
Okay.
She had been watching it since it started, and we'd sat down to try to start it from the beginning so I could watch the whole series. And we got about halfway through. Well, no, we got through the first season. We started the second season, and I realized, like, yeah, every season of this, and the show's been on for 10 years at this point. Every season's like 20 episodes, 45 minutes an episode. And I was like, I can't do this.
And everything's back to status quo at the beginning, or no? Like
It,
the end of the
there's
episode? Or
there's
does it have an arc? Does it have a story?
it has some arcs apparently that pick up later, but a lot of the early seasons are monster of the week.
Mm-hmm.
And they slowly kind of build lore amongst the characters. And like apparently when some other characters come in later, they start really doing like season long story arcs and stuff.
Right.
But I was just like, I just can't.
With no end in sight. It's just this show.
Yeah, and because it hadn't even ended yet.
Yeah,
It
I
ended
can't.
like a year later.
I tried, like I would watch I guess the last like television I really like, I tried to watch The Flash and like when the CW had all those DC shows,
Oh yeah,
and I
I
would
liked
try.
Legends of Tomorrow a lot.
I liked that one.
That
Yeah,
was
and
fun.
I liked Flash. I thought Flash was cool, but like none of it is good enough to get me to keep watching it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's all fine, but I did like Legends of Tomorrow. I don't know. It actually.
I'm.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm actually really a big fan of short seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Like so, Andor
10
is so
episodes.
good because each season is a tight story.
Yeah.
They wrote the story, they filmed the story they wanted to make, then they chopped it up in episodes.
How many episodes? Are like 10 or 12?
I think it's 12 each season.
Okay. Did you
Season
watch?
two.
Did you watch the? I'm sorry.
Season 2 is 4 arcs of 3 episodes each. So yeah, 12 episodes.
Okay. Wow. Did you watch stuff like when Daredevil and like Luke Cage and that on Netflix when they first came on? Jessica Jones.
I watched Jessica Jones. I watched Daredevil. I think 2 seasons of that. I watched Luke Cage, and I
So
wish I'd stopped halfway through.
I felt that those shows were like, I think they were 12 episodes, and it's like, you know
Yeah.
what? If you would have shaved 5 minutes here and 10 minutes there and 6 minutes, you could have done this in 10 episodes and made it really good and
Yeah.
solid. But there's
Well,
like
Luke
this, well,
Cage
we need to adhere to
especially.
this format. Yeah, they all kind of dragged. I don't know.
Yeah. See, and I just want tight, and I think that comes from, kind of growing up on, like, understanding, like, British TV is like, "Well, this is the series, we've got an 8-episode series, and maybe in a couple years, we'll do another one."
Mhm.
And they don't rush them. They just like, "Here's, we'll give you the budget for this story, you make as many episodes as you
Which
can."
is kind of like what Netflix does, I guess,
Yeah,
right?
and I think that's taken over the Netflix, like, streaming thing has sort of picked up on that,
Mhm.
um, that thing, but almost they
That's
picked
that.
up the worst part too because they've let years go by between each season of Stranger Things. You
Yeah.
can't let years go by when you're filming children.
Yeah, you really can't. And then you
Yeah,
start losing interest in stuff, you know what I mean?
yeah. I've
And
already
I
said, like,
understand.
even though I get Netflix for free,
Mhm.
once Stranger Things season 5 ends, I'm probably gonna get rid of Netflix because there's nothing on
Oh
there I
yeah.
watch.
We had a problem with my son's phone a couple months back, and basically as like an apology to us, our phone provider was like, "Here's all the streaming services for free for a year." So
Wow.
we have a lot of them. Um, but like, yeah, I there's no part of me that wants to keep Netflix. Like, I really just like
Yeah.
they just changed their layout too, and it looks weird. I don't know.
Ugh.
But
Oh, I need
yeah,
to
I
finish
don't
the
think.
Castlevania anime. That's the other thing I
Oh,
need to
okay.
finish. Yeah,
Okay.
but other than that,
But
like,
yeah, there's not enough on Netflix. And Netflix, it's like this is what I don't like about the streaming services is that when Netflix first became a thing, and when I signed up for Netflix, and anybody signed up for Netflix, it was because here's all the movies, not all
Yeah.
of them, but here's all of them. Now it's here's all the Netflix movies,
Mhm.
and it seems like the majority, at least what's being pushed to me, is their in-house movies, and it's like, well, that's not really what I want. Like, I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Some of them are okay, but like, and they're all like Hulu does it, Prime does it, everything does it, and it's like I'm not talking about TV shows. I'm talking about the kind of things that would just be like a direct-to-video movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I don't know. I don't know. I guess those things have to exist, but I just want movies. I don't know. I'm not. I shouldn't really complain.
Eh, no, it's alright. It's just like it's
It's a
still
weird thing to me. It's just odd. It's all very odd to me. You know,
yeah, because now it's like if you want a movie that, like, a
just passage of time.
regular Hollywood movie, you gotta go on Amazon, and it might be free, or you might have to pay $5,
Right.
you know?
Right. $4.99. Yeah.
$4.99 or whatever. But, just one more thing I wanna touch on about this whole thing is, media preservation. Because 'Cause I'm a big gamer, and a lot of people I think this is what's triggered me to talk about this today, is that I heard another, other podcast complaining about, um, digital versus physical video games, and now video games, you buy a video game, you put the disc in, and it's just an unlock code to
Oh,
download the
right.
game,
Hmm.
and people are
That
like,
seems to be the case with a lot of games. Yeah.
"Yeah," and, because it used to be like you buy a game, you put the cartridge in, you've got the game.
Well, you know what? That's another thing my daughter was talking about. Is it's like you can't share things. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
with old physical media, you could go to your friend's house and I'm
Yeah.
bringing my game over. And now, yeah, well, it's like a 4 hour download or whatever. You know,
Yeah. I
have
will
to.
say I found this out just recently. The Switch 2 has, virtual game carts.
What's that mean?
So if you've got a game that you wanna share with your friend,
Oh no, shit.
you can send them that game cart virtually. They
Mhm.
can play that game, but you can't
But you
while they have
can't.
it. Yeah. While they
Well,
have your game cart, you can't play it because it'd be the same way as, like, you gave
now
your
hold
buddy
on. You can't
if you gave your buddy
simulate.
if you gave your buddy Super Mario Brothers 3,
That's
you can't
true.
play it because they have the cartridge.
See, so I guess now I'm
That's
coming.
how they share gaming.
That's true. And now I'm back around to being like, okay, well, you know what? Maybe the digital age is better. Maybe
Yeah.
because I don't know if I like that. We should both have a copy.
Yeah. But also, like, I bring up, like, video games because I read a statistic somewhere, and I can't remember where it was, and it might be outdated by now, but it was something along the lines of 80% of all video games are lost.
What do you mean? Like,
They're gone.
Like they don't exist anymore. People lost
So
them.
many video games have been made basically because, PC games are easier to make and like shovelware, throw them out there, whatever. 80% of video games are like unavailable right now.
Wow.
And the
That's
only
really
way to
interesting.
preserve that stuff is digital preservation. And you've got places like GOG.com that you can buy older games without
Okay.
any you just own it. You got it.
Yeah.
It's yours.
Yeah. And you don't have to worry about having
Yeah.
the disc with the cartridge.
There's no DRM. They're not going to shut down the server on you. You download it. It's on your PC. You're good to go.
Okay. That's awesome.
But they don't have everything. Like I said, I had to am emulating some old Mortal Kombat games that I wanted to go back to or never got to. Yeah, and like there's a big underground, I say underground for everything, but it's not really, whatever. There's a scene online of people that are trying to preserve as many video games as possible, even going to like flash games on cell phones from 2002 or 2003. So like there was a
They
Doom
just want to preserve
RPG.
all of that.
Yeah, just so we've got a record of video game history.
Yeah, no, I'm all about that. That's awesome.
No matter what, if it was on a Nokia flip phone or a PlayStation Vita or
that's a big so over the years I've amassed, a lot of movies, DVDs, VHS, whatever. And there's certain things that it's like, okay, I have to clean house. I have to get rid of stuff. I can't keep all of this. And certain movies or books, it would be like, I don't want this. I'm never going to watch this again. And I would have to give it to a friend. Kurt Jangle, you have to take this because I have to know it exists. And I have to know it's in good hands and it's in the hands of someone who's going to take care of it and honors it. You know what I mean? So you can't do that physically. So to do that digitally is, of course. Yeah.
It reminds me of an old friend of mine did that to me. Actually did that to me one day. I was over at his place and he was pulling CDs out of his rack. He was like, look, I don't want these. I don't need them. I'm not going to listen to them. You need these. I'm giving you this stack of CDs. I need to know they go to somebody. Somebody has them. You are the person that I think is going to benefit the most from this like curated stack of music. And he was right because there was stuff in there was Refused, Shape of Punk to Come. My body temperature changed when I heard that album. I was just like, oh,
it's a canon moment.
It's something is different inside of me now because of that album. And Boy Sets Fire After the Eulogy was in there. Another one I was just like, oh, I'm a different person after having heard that. So there is preservation, having things available somehow. To give to somebody.
And that's where the digital thing comes in. That it's like, thank God we have this. Thank God this exists because we're losing. Have you ever seen this? I have this book called Portable Grindhouse, and I think Fantagraphics published it, and it's the size of a VHS case. Okay, and all it is, it's the backs and the fronts, and even the sides, like the spines of VHS cases from like Blockbuster and wherever you would go. And it's all the kind of stuff that would just be like, Merlin Olsen teaches you how to fish, but people rented those. They existed, and then old WrestleManias and shit like that. But there's always stuff that's getting lost, like movies that never made the cut to DVD, DVDs that never made the cut to Blu-ray. You know what I mean? Like, there's always stuff that's disappearing. So I don't know. I'm all about the preservation of that.
Okay, so you brought up something I hadn't even thought about with preservation. WWE Network, they shut that down to move to Peacock, to move it to Netflix.
All that stuff is fucking lost.
All those tape libraries they bought.
Yeah.
All that history. Gone.
They own that. They fucking own all of it, and they can just parse it out and give it to you the way they see fit. They own history. It's fucking shitty. No one person should own that. You know what I mean? Like,
there should always be.
But it should be preserved. It's got to be somewhere. So I mean,
Internet Archive might have some of that.
Internet Archive might have some of that.
Yeah.
So
it's funny. I was listening to another podcast earlier, and one of the guys was like, "Man, I wish I could find Syphil and Ollie on streaming." And I just
Mhm.
like while I was at work and I was just like on my phone, I didn't have anything to do right at that second. I looked it up and it was like Internet Archive has Syphil and Ollie.
Yeah, a friend of mine always talks about like he'll always ask me, "Do your kids know who the Three Stooges are? Do your kids know? Have they ever heard of the Marx Brothers?" And sometimes I'll ask them. Like one time, I asked one of my daughter's friends, I'm like, "Who's The Rock? Like, who is The Rock?" And she's like, "Oh, he's an actor. He's the big action guy, and he used to be a wrestler." And like that was the last thing she said, and like because I just want to hear like, well, what's your perspective? You know what I mean? So yeah, like I love the fact that because we have YouTube and Internet Archive and whatever, that you can still see these things. I can show my kids the Three Stooges if I want to,
Yeah.
or just like, oh, I don't know, old cartoons. You know what I mean? Like Looney Tunes and whatnot. I'm glad someone's preserving them.
Yeah. And I've seen a lot of the rights holders to some of the classic cartoons are just putting the entire run of these shows on YouTube because they're like, we got them, we need to do something with them.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to buy these.
Right.
So if we put them on
Well,
YouTube and get some ad revenue,
if you're Warner Brothers, put the fucking Super Friends on there because that's the reason I got HBO Max. The Super Friends, and I got it, and then like a month after I got it, they pulled all the Super Friends. And it's like, fuck you guys, come on.
I check it. It might be up there. You never know. I think Mask. Yeah. You remember Mask?
Well, you know what? I have the Super Friends on fucking DVD, but I'm too lazy to go put it in my PlayStation. So that's why I wanted streaming. So
I've done that. When I first got Netflix, I was sitting on my couch and I was like, I want to watch a movie. And I was scrolling through and The Big Lebowski came up. And I was sitting there and I could see my DVD rack. And I was like, it's right there. It's right. I could take one. Yep. I could not even have to take a step. I could just sort of like tumble over and grab it and put it in. No, I just hit.
But no,
I just hit play.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna sit here and like wax philosophical about physical media, but at the end of the day, I will always take the easier route.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, hey, I live in the future. I don't have a jetpack, so I think streaming.
Might as well have Spotify.
I can have that. Yeah. Fantastic. Yes.
Well, this has been a
good. All the questions of the universe.
Yeah, I think we got it all figured out. Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, it's been a good conversation. Anything else? Anything else you want to add? Anything else you want to plug? You got the Thrillmarillion on Amazon. I hope I spelled it right in the banner.
You did.
Okay.
It's kind of pro wrestling archetypes and pop culture and mythology and drawings that I drew. So I don't know. Hopefully it's funny. And it's like $5, but
yeah, right.
It's hardcover for 15. But yeah, I marked it down really low just so people could buy it for cheap. So
yeah, it's great. It's
yeah.
I got a little bookshelf. There's a couple things on it.
Well, I still can't see anything. So
oh yeah, you still can't see anything. That's so weird. One of these days, I'll get all the stuff sorted, but it probably won't be today because this episode's almost over. Again, Professor, thank you so much for being on the show.
Absolutely,
as always.
Thanks for having me.
You'll be back. You'll be back soon enough. I'm sure of that.
I hope so.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to get like a stable of just people I can rotate in and out, like So it's just yeah.
I would totally love to be a part of your stud stable.
Stud stable. There we go. There we go.
That was somebody. I don't know who that was. Blade will know if he's watching.
Yeah, Blade, of course. Yeah, he's probably not watching. He's probably, I don't know, crying because he lost Jeopardy.
It's true. He did. Sure fucking did. All right. Yeah. Sweet.
Well, cool. Well, thanks again.
Well, that was a quick one. Cool. All right.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep these down to about an hour now. Because we keep doing those 2-hour, 3-hour marathons. I'm like, I can't do that.
It's hard, but it's like the first time I talked to you though, it was such a good time because it was the first time, so it was like
that's true. It's hard to cut off the conversation sometimes, but I felt like
Midwesterners, the Midwestern goodbye, right? Isn't that the joke? All right, got to be going.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's like I do the Irish dip where I just like
Yeah.
I'm just like I gotta
Just
go to the
cut
bathroom.
feed, like in the middle of this conversation.
Yeah, and have
But,
click.
yeah, I'd love to be back anytime. So
Hell yeah, I'll let you
I'll
know.
fucking talk your ear off again.
Hell yeah. All right, everybody, give it up for Professor Degree. Thank him. Check him out. Check out Thermalarian on Amazon. You're on Blue Sky, correct?
Yeah, just Professor Degree on Blue
Professor
Sky.
Degree. Check that. You know how to use it. You know how to use search engines. You know how to use that stuff.
They live in the future. They live in a time. They live in an era of digital media. So yeah.
Yeah. You know.
Not physical.
Yeah, because everybody's always like, "Well, you check me out here at this, da da da." I was like, just search their username.
Yeah.
Like you can find it. It's
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
Yeah.
You know, and also you want to
Go to
find me
Sicko's
the only
Club
adult
and
in
then
the
just go from there.
internet.com. Yeah, Sickos Club,
And then just branch out.
the only adult in the internet.com, the only two websites you need to have.
That's right.
Anyway, thanks y'all again. We'll see you soon. This has been the pregame with Kurt Jangle. I have been Kurt Jangle. His
And I
he
am
has been Professor Degree.
And I still ain't.
We'll see you next week.